It looks like a scene from an old western, like Red River or Lonesome Dove. Wranglers up before dawn to round up cattle and begin the long drive. But this isn't some Hollywood movie. This is the real thing. The cattle are in a high mountain meadow called Bear Valley. Another drive moved them here last fall. But it's winter now, and temperatures are well below freezing. The cowhands must move nearly 1,600 pregnant cows to the relative warmth of the John Day Valley before calving time. This same drive has been going on pretty much this same way every winter for more than 100 years.
Well, we go a different route now, but it really hadn't changed that much. You did the same thing then that you do now.
Clyde Holliday took on the drive when he bought the ranch and cows back in 1957. Herman Oliver, the man who sold the ranch, showed him the ropes.
It was my first one and his last one. He'd been there since he was a little boy. Probably started doing it when he was 10 years old. He was 84 then. It was kind of a sad thing, but he knew it was his last one. You know, he'd stand back and look it off in the distance till the cows go by, you know.
It still takes 2 days to make the 30 or so miles to the valley. But nowadays, the drive mostly follows the highway, and turning onto the road is a nervous time. Bear Valley is isolated. These cows aren't used to seeing cars or even people.
It just makes you nervous putting everything, your whole life on the highway like that and hope it goes okay and there's no big wreck.
Ken Holliday is one of Clyde's 3 sons. They handle the drive now.
This is the first year we went high-tech.
Because of a bad knee, Clyde can no longer ride with the herd.
It's our boys and, of course, the grandkids now, you know. You know, we got 22 grandkids there. Quite a bunch of them. All of them precious.
It's real important to my dad, these kids. He'd rather have these kids than hired hands out here.
A few family friends help out, but it still seems like not many riders to handle so many cows, especially walking down the middle of the highway. Ken says the key is keeping them calm.
If you get them separated out by themselves, you're going to have a wreck. But these old gregarious cows, you keep them in a group, they're fine.
Crossing the summit, the temperature's so cold, the cows generate their own fog bank. So far, it's going pretty well. No big problems, or wrecks, as the Hollidays call them. The riders don't so much push the cattle from behind, they're more holding the herd back from in front and trying to help cars find a way past. The cow drive used to go across national forest land, but bureaucracy forced a switch to the highway, according to Darrell Holliday.
It was just permitting, paperwork. You could probably still do it, but you'd have to work a year ahead of time.
Drivers stuck behind hundreds of cows may be surprised to learn that taking the cattle down the highway requires no permit.
The state of Oregon has an open range law. As long as we stay on the state right-of-way, we have right-of-way over traffic.
The Hollidays say the drive is not only cheaper than trucking, it's easier on pregnant cows.
I don't think it bothers me. I think exercise kind of does them good.
So you think this is better than hauling them?
Oh yeah, lots better than hauling them in truck, you know. Lots better, yeah.
There is a small chance of a car hitting a cow or cows wandering off. A bunch did run off into the trees, and 7 couldn't be rounded up. But the Hollidays say they usually turn up later. Every rancher for miles around knows the unique Holliday brand, 2 flaps of skin left hanging at the neck. Another tricky moment is coming up. The cows must detour onto a short trail to avoid a curvy section of highway. The trail is narrow, so the cows get strung out, and it's slippery, so an animal could get hurt.
How many years you been doing this?
This will be my 40th.
40th?
Although I rode horses around a little bit before that. You know, put the little guy on the horse.
Yeah. Well, what about the whole ranch? How long they've been doing this? From Bear Valley on down.
For us, with our family, we did our first one in '57.
Oh, okay.
And then, so, what would that make this?
Well, that's what,
43.
47, 43 years or something?
Yeah, I guess I've been them all. So that's how many it's been. Yeah. Dad was telling last night that the first one we did, Herman Oliver did it with us. And not Dad,
Oh.
everybody. It was Dad's first time and Herman's last. But see, they'd been doing it, I don't have a clue how many years before that, probably since 1930 or so.
Yeah.
You know, when they converted from sheep to cattle, I guess, whenever that was. Bye.
Cabin, and then when we're haying and all that kind of stuff, it'd be neat just for family memories and stuff. Take that camera, Dick.
But they rejoined the highway without mishap. By now, the herd is stretched out over several miles. There's no way the riders can watch them all. But most of these cows have made this trek before, and they know where to turn for the overnight pasture.
When you see those cows, heck, they know exactly where they're going.
And why wouldn't they remember this spot? Plenty of alfalfa hay waiting under ponderosa pines, a pond, and a nice view of the Strawberry Mountains. A fine place to spend the night. But there's no rest yet for the riders. Ken heads off to get another horse trailer.
Dadgummit.
Ron's got a loose horseshoe to fix, while everybody pitches in to load up at the end of the day.
Aaron, go ahead and bring our horse up here.
After precious few hours sleep, everybody's back well before sunrise to saddle up. Today, there'll be one more rider.
This is her first one. It's almost like Christmas morning.
Oh, they love it. Yeah, it makes them feel pretty important. Yeah.
Down the hill, girls. Go on.
Today, they'll have to go a longer distance and maneuver the cows through the town of John Day. Some of the riders seem too small to be much help, but Clyde thinks it's important they come along.
They don't have to get too much bigger than that till they start being help, you know. If you don't get them started younger, well, they don't know what to do when they get older.
Kids have always been part of the Holliday cattle drives, and this is a family that believes in keeping up traditions. One, the chili dinner after the drive, almost got missed this year when Clyde's wife had to go in for heart surgery.
Mom always fixes chili and cinnamon rolls. And so here Mom is over in hospital bed, worried sick that that's not being done. So last night the girls worked way into the night getting the chili ready so that that tradition will be carried on too, because that's important to Mom and Dad's sake.
There's also good news about those missing cows. They all showed up this morning.
So we didn't lose them, we just temporarily misplaced them. They really have behaved themselves, yeah. Maybe a record. But not until we get through town, we won't say that, I guess.
You can feel the mood getting tense as the herd approaches John Day.
Okay. You back up. Stop.
The front riders hold up to let the back of the herd catch up. This the most nervous time of the drive heading into town?
Yep. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, when we turn them loose this time, they're just going to take off and shove us right through town. You think I can go ahead and go?
They try to keep the herd in a tight bunch in town so riders can quickly spot trouble or just a cow getting into someone's garden plot.
If you deal with a lot of acres, sometimes you don't realize how valuable a 10-foot flower bed is, or a strawberry patch. And we try to keep them off of those. We try to, we go through town and when we leave, not to leave a mess behind us.
So far, the cows are staying calm. Maybe they'd be more nervous if they could read the signs.
They're behaving pretty well.
Most folks we met seem to enjoy the spectacle of hundreds of cows walking through their town.
Boy, this is great.
And it is quite a sight, a glimpse of what the West was like in an earlier and simpler time.
It is part of the flavor of the country. Heck, there's a lot of these old people in town. If we didn't make this drive, they'd think something was wrong.
They've about got it made when they make the turn to head out of town towards Prairie City. A few cows took a shortcut through the gas station, but there's been no damage or runaways. past drives, any problems usually happened in town. After that, it was easy going. But word gets back to Ken that Daryl's having trouble up ahead.
He had a pretty good blow up here, it looks like. I don't know what all happened. They got ahead of him, got away from him. So when I came over top of that hill there where you can see that big straight stretch, all I can see was Daryl going out across here 100 miles an hour.
When we catch up to Daryl, he's chasing a group of runaways. Something spooked them on the way out of town, and the lead group stampeded. He's been trying to get them stopped ever since.
Slow down, let's take it easy.
There's been no damage, but it's stressful for these pregnant cows to run and overheat. Finally, he gets them under control.
5 miles later.
The incident ended up being more stressful on the Hollidays than it was on the cows. After all, several families depend on these cows for their livelihood.
These kids' future is right there in that herd. I mean, this is all we got. This is the whole thing. We ain't got no more. Heck, man, we're all going to grow old and die taking care of these old cows. That's all we live for.
Come on, girl.
But the tension of driving the family savings account through town is past now. All 1,600 cows have made it safely to the Valley Ranch. Here, in the shadow of the Strawberry Mountains, these cows will start giving birth in a couple of weeks.
See, the ground is dry and there's no mud and real good conditions. You know, we got wonderful places to calve them down here.
Good conditions for raising cattle, sure. But you get the feeling Clyde Holliday is also talking about raising a family when he talks of how he feels watching riders bring in the last cows at the end of another successful drive.
I like to see it, you know. That means everything does. Without the cows, we wouldn't have anything.
And what does it mean to you to have your whole family here running these
Oh, it's
drives?
wonderful. It's wonderful. Yeah, I never dreamed it'd ever be this good, you know.
Most years, the cattle drives go pretty smoothly. The worst year the Hollidays can remember was Oregon's bicentennial. It seems the cows got spooked by all the bicyclists on the road.